it, Emma?
Yeah. Is he new?
Oh, he's beautiful. Yes, he's a new one. Well, I mean, we had him before, but not this year. Did you see the difference in the way he floated? What are you doing?
Stalking butterflies like
no,
you?
this is my job. Get out of here.
No, maybe you should leave him alone.
Oh, I'm not tall enough.
It's hard to see him up there.
Get a ladder. You have a ladder.
Oh yeah?
Hey, get off my turf, man. It's my job.
There he is. He's he's
Look
out
at
of here.
He's beautiful. This is going to be a good day.
This is what happens on weekends. We have the butterfly effect.
Oh, there he is.
My wife hunting down insects. This is how you get all these beautiful pictures on Guiding Green Thumb's Facebook page. It's very much like being a National Geographic photographer.
So pretty.
And of course, she's teaching the young one all the tricks of the trade.
What are you doing?
Is that the one from the other day?
No. This is like the giant one. It has the line across the top and then it outlines the bottom. And then there's another tiger swallowtail.
There's a tiger swallowtail.
Yes.
And
Will you stop?
Why do they call them swallowtails?
Those are the long things on the bottom of their tails. They have long, almost like fins on the bottom.
It's almost like
Where did he go? Now you
filming an
distracted me
episode of
and
The
I
Wild
lost him.
Kingdom.
I think he went back.
You do?
Yeah, I think he went back.
Maybe he's in the big garden.
Maybe let's go check.
Get your shoes on.
Team Butterfly, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, he likes the new plant. He's beautiful. Now I need to film him. He's too fluttery for pictures. Where'd he go? Oh, the butterfly bush. Good choice, bud.
Oh, that's a strawberry.
Look
Oh,
at him.
that's
I love
awesome.
them. See, they fly different. Oh, he's perfect there. Perfect.
Mom, take another picture.
He's posing. I need my phone. He is so perfect. Look at it. Actually, oh, see how he has a rip in his wing, but he's still flying. Let's see what he lands on.
Now, how would he get a rip in his
The
wing?
Bajas. Isn't it weird? This year they all love the Bajas.
He's like,
Oh, the pink coneflowers.
somebody took all the pollen, pal.
Oh, he's so pretty. I love these guys.
So this is what you do all day, really, right?
Well, you know what?
Chase
Yesterday,
bugs around.
well, if I wasn't out here all the time looking, I wouldn't have found, like, we had American Lady yesterday too. And it was beautiful. And it was the first time for the season. I mean, I love like different varieties.
Yeah, but how many varieties do you really get of butterflies in zone
It
5?
depends what host plants you have. The more varied your host plants, the more variety of butterfly. It's like I love when I see something new or something that's like colored a little differently than the normal ones. It's great. It's like, no, it's pretty. They have like silver hair streaks that are native here, and I planted the sweet ferns. You know, I'm just starting to plop in different types of host plants, like asters back here are for the American ladies. I don't know if butterflies or caterpillars were on the asters, but I assume somewhere we had a whole batch of caterpillars because we have an American lady around. So you know what? I'm gonna do a little write-up, I think.
What does an American lady butterfly
You don't
look
follow
like?
my page? I posted it yesterday.
Well, sorry, honey.
No, you should. You should get those updates immediately.
I get enough of you in real life.
I know. That's true. That's true.
So what does an American lady look like?
It looks like it's orange and it has these little white spots on its wings, like on either side symmetrically, and then it has little round, almost like eyes. Look, there's a tiger swallowtail. Sorry. I get distracted easily. I'm easily distracted by butterflies. But look how pretty. See, he floats differently. The other one is very fluttery, and he kind of coasts. Like he flaps his wings and then he glides.
Now,
And now he's hiding.
is it possible, do all lady butterflies, American lady butterflies look the same or no?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes there's a difference with the male and the female, like even with the tigers. Some have blue, some have black. There are differences between male and female, but see, like this one doesn't have blue on the bottom. So there's different, like, even within the same family, there's different variations. Which
So
makes them
every American lady butterfly is beautiful.
Yeah.
There's no fat ones?
No. No.
Well, you're not representing America then. Come on.
Oh my God.
Well, seriously.
Well, there's some painted ladies.
Oh, yeah?
They're like American ladies, but they have different. They, instead of having like 4 spots, they only have 2, or vice versa. They're very similar, but they have different, like they differentiate with the white spots on the wide wing tips and then the number of circles on each side of the wing. One of them has 2, one of them has 4, but I always have to go back and look which is which because I can't remember. I have too much stuff going on in my brain to remember those little details, and we don't have them a lot, so when I see one, it's exciting.
I know, Mom.
Don't you love it?
Yep, it looks like you're guiding this little green thumb.
Oh my gosh, tell Daddy we had an argument about what a monarch was and what a fritillary was, and you finally now saw monarchs and the difference, right? My little
Ow.
Rapunzel.
So what's the life expectancy of a butterfly?
Depends on the variety. Some only live like a week to 2 weeks, and some can live up to a year.
Mom.
But
Mom.
around here, just the growing season for us, but and then some of them migrate. So they won't actually, they'll have generations and generations that they lay, like monarchs. They'll lay different generations and then they'll head to warmer weather.
Do all butterflies get along? Like birds don't get along. Are they territorial? Like
I've seen some like go for the same flower and land on them, but they just move to the next one. I haven't ever seen them really fight. I've seen them kind of flitter around, but I don't know if that's flirting or mating or, you know, that kind of thing.
I see a pearl crescent.
A pearl crescent? Where?
Wait, can you see his wings? Right there?
Where?
Can you see the black and the...
Oh, you're right.
the little butterfly hunter?
Yeah, she knows it's a pearl crescent. I'm doing my job. Good job, man.
Good job, Emmalou. You're
Which
the
one is
best.
your favorite?
Oh, God.
Which one's your favorite flower, Emma? Do you have a favorite?
Pick your favorite flower.
The black-eyed Susan. Is that because it's yellow? I thought your favorite color was pink. How come you picked that one? You like both of them?
I'm sure it's hard to choose, right, Emmalou?
Yeah.
Yeah. See all these red hot pokers? I got a beautiful shot of this garden from this angle last year, and the red hot pokers were like way up here. They were red to yellow. They're like those torch lilies. And this year,
Mom.
I think we got so much rain they didn't bloom, because that's the only thing that I found in research as to why these wouldn't bloom.
What about the fact that these plants next to you are awful tall?
Well, the sun comes this way though, so it's not.
Mom.
It could be, but no, I don't think so.
Let me guess, it's the Twin Towers. My wife hates these two pine trees.
I don't hate them. They're in the way of the sun path.
She will not rest until they are dropped.
Well, I wouldn't mind if Mother Nature lopped the tops off.
Come in here.
I personally love them.
I do like them, and honestly, they're good. They're good for nature, but they do hinder the sun.
Yeah,
from
because
hitting.
God forbid one of your flowers doesn't get an extra 15 minutes of sunlight.
No, that's actually like, if we had that taken down, this would get sun like all day instead of from 10 o'clock to 5
Mom,
o'clock.
smell it. It's so good.
It smells?
So what difference would that make?
What?
What difference would that make? Like,
A lot,
is the
because
flower
that
going to
stuff-
get brighter or
Well,
bigger?
Well, the thing is, they would be more vibrant and they would thrive more, and you would be able to, you'd be able to divide them bigger, like in different sections. They would thrive better. You would have more. I cram my garden, so everything really is like tall and grows in together, and it's really reaching, and it wants the most sunlight it can get. And when you have limited sunlight, some things that are tucked in will start to not be so happy. They'll get pests, they'll get infestations at the base. They'll kind of rot.
Yeah,
but
but can't they get too much sun?
I don't know.
Like, if you cut those trees down, is it possible that you could
Not here. no.
actually hurt
No.
the flower bed?
No. Only if I have the wrong plants in the wrong spot would it hurt them. If I had shade plants in here, then yes, it would be a problem. Like when we took that tree down on the hill and the whole left side of my shade garden got too much sun. My hostas were bleaching out. All the things that were shade loving got moved to the right, and I had to put more sun loving things like sedum and the ruby spice shrub in there. It changes everything. When we took that tree down with the climbing hydrangea, those hostas got a little more sun. The peonies actually bloomed this year. They're tolerating it well because they're so established up there, but you can see some bleaching out on the leaves. So it does affect certain things, but a lot of plants either are part sun or sun. So if you give them a minimum amount of sun, you can have this. If this was maximum sun, who knows what this would look like.
You would probably have to move stuff, wouldn't
I would,
you?
yeah. I have to move stuff every year though. It's
Do
not-
they have like a suntan lotion for plants or no?
No.
Why not?
That's how it makes food. You want that green lush leaf to help absorb the sun, the nutrients. It helps with the uptake. You want that healthy green vibrant leaf because that is what helps the plant thrive and to make those beautiful blooms.
But what about global warming? We could like market a sun lotion for plants.
You are way
UV
overthinking.
rays. Organic.
No, you are way overthinking it.
So getting back to the butterflies then. Because, we don't want to confuse people with, my technical
Yes,
knowledge.
You're fantastic questions. I don't, honestly, and I don't know all the answers to this stuff. I only know what I'm doing in my garden and what I've experienced, and a lot of stuff for me is just sort of like, oh, I'll try this. I don't know if it's the right thing.
Do butterflies prefer a sun garden over a shade garden?
Absolutely, yes,
Yeah.
they do, because where you have sun, you have lots of bloom. So, and they want high nectar. They want options. They want a lot of milkweed. A lot of their host plants are in full sun. They need full sun. So yeah, they do. I'm constantly in this garden for butterflies. Very rarely, you'll see some of the wood nymphs or the woodland butterflies, the little natives, the morning cloaks, that sort of thing. They'll be out there, but they're kind of brown. They have the yellow spots. They're like, they're not as beautiful and gorgeous as the other ones. So, but you'll see some of those in the shade garden, but this is where the magic happens. Like even right now, there's nothing out. There's like, other than those two little butterflies we just saw, nothing's really swarming. As soon as the sun gets past these super tall trees, this garden is going to start being in the sun. You're going to see major activity. Even like there's some bees out now. Wait till you see all the little skippers that come out. We had monarchs, like they'll all start to swarm, and it's beautiful. When this garden comes alive, there's nothing like it.
Did you see the picture of the butterfly I caught in the garden
Yes,
the other day?
beautiful monarch.
The Emmylou monarch butterfly? Yeah,
Ow!
it was awesome. So when somebody goes to put a garden in, then they should probably spend a day or two walking around, looking at the property,
Actually, you
making
need
sure
to-
they know when the sun is going to be there,
Yes.
how long it's going to be
Yes.
there.
So it's interesting. This garden was put in years ago, and these trees were not as tall as they are now. So one thing I did not think of, even though this was the sunniest part of the yard, one thing that I did not take into account was the growth rate of mature trees and how much taller they still have to go. You kind of think trees are like, you know, these are full grown, but they grow every year, sometimes 6 inches, sometimes a foot. And that's what I'm dealing with now. So I have 10 years of growth that I'm dealing with that I didn't have to deal with early on. So now it's kind of blocking and like cramping my style, but
But what?
nothing. I'm dealing with it.
The one
You know, it's
thing
not
you
suffering.
didn't take into consideration is that your husband has not budged.
I know.
Kong
I like
is not climbing
I
the
like
Twin
those
Towers.
trees. Don't get me wrong. I like those trees. I would take these two down, too. I would sacrifice. I'd leave those and open this up. We live in a forest, and I do love the trees. I'm not a tree hater. I don't take things down unless, you know,
Mom, remember this picture?
it serves a purpose. You're gonna, oh, go ahead. Beautiful. Go ahead, go film something. Film your favorites. There's lots of pretty colors out there. Oh, look. So there's something. This is a wood nymph, right? Did you see this? So this is the brown one he has little, almost like little buckeye spots. They're kind
Yeah,
of
well, I'm
creamy.
getting dizzy trying
He's
to.
you have to wait. He's very scared.
Whoa.
Yeah, you have to wait. He'll land. He likes the coneflowers.
Half the audience just lost their lunch. At least you didn't have to stand in line for that ride, folks.
Oh. But you know what? But this is what happens, right? It's like, here he is. Oh, he loves me. And look, they're starting. The things are starting. So it's exciting. This is, you know what? This is part of the joy of my gardening. Like for me, people garden for different reasons. See, look, if you don't mulch and you don't have things stuffed, you have weeds. I'm constantly picking this crabgrass. I hate crabgrass.
So any advice to the butterfly chasers out there before we leave?
Enjoy them. I don't have any advice. People, honestly, I had in the last video that I did with the fertilizers, I talked about if you like a certain type of butterfly and you want more of them, look up their host plant and plant them. Even if they're an annual or a dill or an herb or fennel, parsley, plant them, because that will cause you to, like, that'll cause the adults to come in, lay their eggs, they'll sip the nectar from whatever you have to offer, and then their babies will eventually grow up and, you know, form their chrysalis, and then they'll hatch, and then you'll have more, and then the cycle will just keep continuing. So, and make sure you have like a succession of dill if you're going to plant for those. Milkweed kind of does its thing all season, so you don't have to, you know, plant in succession for those. Some trees are actually host plants for native butterflies. So if you want to draw more in, plant their host plants. It's like a surefire way to get them in your yard.
Because if you don't do that, it's not like one's going to just be flying around going,
It could.
hey,
It
like
could.
how does a butterfly find you? Like how
Bless
does
you.
it know?
It does. It knows. You know what? Honestly, the more, like, we don't have those giant swallowtails, like the one we just filmed, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen that one yet, right? Where's he been all season? We've had stuff for him. Where's he been? Some of them actually migrate and they just follow wherever they're going, or they're looking for things, just like bees. Bees can travel miles to find pollen and nectar for honey, like honeybees. They will travel miles. So somebody could, I swear, oh, the bird is in the birdhouse. I'm like, oh, is that a deer right there? But it was the white from the bluebird. Anyway, they're still feeding the babies. What was I saying? Anyway, yes, bees, butterflies, they travel for miles. They'll find it, they'll locate it, and then if they have a host plant, they'll stick around.
But I thought butterflies like only lived a day or something.
Not a day, no. Some of them live a week, some live 2 weeks, some live a couple weeks, some live a month, some live for the season. It really depends. Some migrate, and you'll see them leave generations so that the migration can continue. There's a ton of different ways that butterflies overwinter or migrate or survive.
Well,
But yeah.
I figured, it was probably unhealthy being a butterfly because, clogged arteries and stuff. Is there any margin flies? Like the healthier version?
Really? Margarine flies? No.
Like,
No.
is there a country crock fly?
No.
Anything like that?
No.
We have monarchs.
He's so creative, isn't he? Yes, monarchs.
Well, there you have it, folks.
They're
I'm sure you learned something today about butterflies.
Yes.
As I'm hanging out here in the garden with my 2 favorite butterflies.
Yes. Well, I need my phone back because I have some chasing to do. So
All right, time to flutterflies.
later.
Later.
Later.